Hey, everyone. Hi, and welcome to The Real, where things get real and we talk about, well, whatever we feel. This is your girl, Shy, here on Day, coming at you live. So, today we are actually going to talk about partners, business, credit, and co signing. So there's a story behind it, and I know you're probably like, okay, isn't this about like network marketing and stuff? So why are we talking about, credit and partners and money and all kind of stuff? Now, money affects every aspect of our life, and if you're in any kind of business, I mean, money should be a major part of it. I'm hoping that you're doing it for a profit. Unless you are a non-profit, then you're not doing it for a profit. Kind of sort of, it's non-profit kind of has to manage money anyway, so money is all part of it. All right, so recently I was kind of like scrolling through Instagram, one of these days where you're just kind of like, let me see what's new, because I get a lot of messages and I can see it popping up most of the time if my phone is in my hand, and then I'm doing something so I don't stop, unless if it is a prospect asking some questions or answering something. Now, I've never hid that I use bots. It's called multitasking. So while I'm doing something else, I am always recruiting and prospecting because I have my little robots sending out messages and all that stuff. Now, naturally, they can't answer people. So if someone does want to inquire something, then I step in and I, try to set up the opportunity for them to, learn more. And then after that, set up a second opportunity, if it's a network marketing related thing or whatever. But this one, was pretty random. Now, I get messages like this all the time. I promise you, I get messages like this particular one all the time. But I kind of get it on my personal account or, my personal Facebook, my personal Instagram. And I've gotten it, especially when I was in a finance series sometime earlier this year. So I got this message. So, Shy, my boyfriend wants me to use my credit to co-sign for him. What do you think? Now, generally, like I said, these things I get them on like a coaching side of things, the coaching side of things, rather, as pertains to what I do. So I kind of get that a lot. I got a few interesting ones like that during, like I said, my finance series, but I never gotten one on, well, this brand. And I was intrigued by it. So I was like, okay, let me answer. So I was like, hey, I was like, what's up? How are you doing? I was like, can you tell me a little more about it? Because I like to give people the opportunity to speak. A lot of times, marketers, by the way, let me just point it out, we make a mistake and we want to speak. A lot of people in general, especially business people, like to speak first because it makes them seem intelligent. And I've found this to be a pet peeve and a very annoying thing. They always want to seem like they know everything. I get it, you know the product, you believe in what you sell, but sometimes you have to, most of the time actually, 99.89256321% of the time, you let the prospect, you let the customer speak, and that's how you know how to meet their need. At the end of the day, or if you can help them with what they're going through, or you have something that they want or they need, which is the aim of what we do anyway, especially if you try and aim to be customer oriented, which is the way to go in this current economy and with this current generation. So, this person continued to say, well, I'm an entrepreneur, and as a business owner, I found myself in a situation where my significant other wanted me to co-sign on some stuff for him. And actually, it was not personally or personal related to his personal life or whatever. It was actually a business opportunity. Now, generally, you're probably thinking, well, in network marketing, they're like minimal fees, monthly fees or whatever. So, what is the person talking about? So, it was very interesting. So, here's the scenario. This guy decided to get involved in a network marketing company. Can't say which one, but he decided to get involved with the company. And he decided that duplication wasn't enough. He wanted to go the extra mile marketing. Kudos to him because it's almost like real life at this point. You follow duplication, you make everything duplicable, but if you want to be a top leader in your network marketing company, you have to go above and beyond what everybody else does. And that's with any company. That's even if you work in corporate America, to be a significant employee or one of substance, to stand out from the rest of the crowd, you have to do things that others won't do. And that probably includes long nights, taking work home, whatever. That is just how life is. If you have any form of ambition, okay? It is what it is. So, anyway, so this guy got started with this network marketing company, and he decided that he wanted to expand this marketing. So he wanted to kind of take a line of credit and invest in marketing, okay? And I found it very interesting. So my next question would be, because I'm looking at it from a business standpoint, okay, so are we talking about business credit here, or is he trying to get personal credit and use for business? So he's trying to get personal credit to use for business. He decided he didn't want to get a business credit line. That's the first thing. Why doesn't he just want to get business credit? I mean, why not? I guess he probably thought he wouldn't have been approved because it was network marketing opportunity. And generally speaking, network marketers are seen more as agents than business owners. Whether you're offended by this, that's up to you, but that's kind of it. Network marketers are generally seen as agents who recruit other agents and kind of stack them rather than have the respect of being entrepreneurs. It kind of just is what it is. So I guess that was his fear in terms of business credit, which was legit. It seems like this chick really, had done her homework on the whys of things. So my next question was, okay, how much? So he wanted to get like a $10,000 loan to invest in his network marketing opportunity. And it looked like this guy really believed in his network marketing company and the results that it could produce. And I think that was great. What I found was interesting is, why did she have to do it? Okay, he had bad credit, obviously. Okay. So you have bad credit, which means, according to your reports, you have a record that shows that you do not pay your bills on time. You do not stand to what you say. When you say that you're going to pay something, you don't stick to it. And she's supposed to do what? Now, generally people will say, well, what if it was your spouse and you had to show them support? Yeah, if it's your spouse and, you guys have done the family budget and you think that it's something you want to do, that's a whole other thing. But a boyfriend or girlfriend, and I find that this thing, or this topic, this problem, seems to be a little too common. Like, it pops up a little too often for my liking. Why do boyfriends or girlfriends think that they have husband or wife privileges? And I get it. A lot of people are in common law relationships. But how can you expect me to put myself in a legal agreement with you of that magnitude when you don't want to enter legal agreement with me of similar or more value or lesser, value, depending on how you look at marriage? So I'm just not understanding some things here. Is that cool? I don't know. Maybe you guys can hit me up and give me some feedback. Okay, but I like to separate business and personal. So if I was doing a coaching type thing, I would have given my views on the personal aspect of it. But from the business aspect of it, I was like, $10,000 is a lot of money. You must have excellent credit, and I'm pretty sure that you worked to keep it that way or get it that way or whatever the case is. So, no. From what you're saying so far, I already don't think it's a good idea. However, tell me a little about his business. How has he set it up? Has he set it up as a sole proprietor? Is he blending it with something else and turning it into a corporation? What's his plan for expansion? Because $10,000 is a lot of money if he's just going to spend it in marketing. And marketing, if any of us know, is not a guaranteed result. I'm not guaranteed to make a certain amount of money back. I'm not guaranteed that the strategy is going to work, even if it worked for Tom, Dick, and Harry. It really is not a guarantee. So you have a risk here. Two things that are very risky in business. for the average entrepreneur. We're not talking about investors and stocks and bonds and shares, and we know the risk of that. However, we're looking at search engine optimization techniques and spending money on that, as well as marketing in general. I mean, there are companies that blow millions of dollars per year on ad campaigns that they swore were going to work because they put this popular celebrity or whatever in it, and they just were sure that it was going to sell, and they end up like wonk, wonk, wonk. So if they lose money in ads, what makes you think you're not going to use it? Now, generally, I know there's a rule. Okay, how much is the customer worth to you? How much does it acquire? It costs you rather to acquire a customer, and then a lot of other people will tell you, well, whoever can spend the most to acquire a customer wins. Yeah, but if you got it, if you're going to put yourself in debt to acquire a customer and it's not sure, there's a certain level of risk, and it looks like it's pretty high. Now, if you want to do this for yourself, kudos to you. You do it. I believe in using a reasonable ad budget, and a reasonable ad budget for the average person will be anywhere from $150 to $300 a month, depending on your net income. Okay? Keyword, net income. So that is really up to you. You know, a lot of people basically spend this money. So anyway, so he was straight going for the network marketing opportunity. There was no plan for expansion or combining it with something that was originally his, like a blended experience or anything like that, which means if he is technically part of a bigger company, then what does she get out of this? You know? Okay, so let me see if I can break it down. If I have a startup company, a clothing company, and I decided to partner, let's just use affiliates, with affiliate companies, or I don't think network marketing, Mary Kay or Avon. I like Avon. Okay, so I decided to, I'm having a startup clothing company and partnering with Avon, and I'm selling Avon products through my business site, and I'm combining it. Okay, wonderful. If you are presented with that opportunity, like she was, and it's a startup company, so I can purchase some more or less shares, but a percentage of the profit. We have a contract, we have a deal. I would be more comfortable because it's your company, as opposed to, even if you said, well, I'm going to give you 20% of the profits and you with a network marketing company, you're more or less, and I know you're going to be pissed off by me saying this, you more or less are an agent. You really are not an entrepreneur. You're really not, because you follow the rules and all the contracts and the bounds of this network marketing company. And it's true, you pick your hours and you build your downline, and you deal with your upline, and you have all these business units, and that is great. You understand? But at the end of the day, it kind of is different, especially when you're asking someone to put something as crucial as the credit on the line for your vision. Okay, so naturally he got upset because after I spoke to her and I asked her, I said, well, what's in it for you? You know, what's his plan for expansion? And I guess she spoke to him, and then he got upset at the questions. And I'm like, just the fact that he got upset over that means that's a red flag. See, because in the world of business, it's numbers, it's figures, it's facts added to your vision. So you can have a vision all day long. If you can't show me a growth margin, I don't know too many investors, from Shark Tank to just the everyday guy on Wall Street, to even just the banker who decides, you know what, I have some extra money, I'm gonna invest, or lawyers or dentists, you know, even the film industry. I don't know too many investors who want to invest in something. If you cannot show them the growth margin, how am I gonna get my money back? And too often, the average everyday person goes into business with the mindset of, hey, it's okay, I like you, I know you, you're my friend. There needs to be a clear-cut boundary when it comes to business. Actually, I'll give you a joke. I don't think she mind if I share this, but I had this friend in particular. It was just yesterday. I kind of told her, I'm looking at some stuff and expanding and this and that and the next, and I might need this position, and if I do need it, I'm thinking of hiring her because I know she's not working right now. It's work from home, and I'll kind of train her, show what to do. It's pretty easy. I think it's something that she can do, and she'll like, and she'll love. Okay. So I told her that a few months ago, but yesterday she's like, "Hey, I think I'm going to need my check in advance." I said, "Let me think about it." No. And she's like, "What?" She's like, "You didn't even hear why?" No. I'm not going to pay you in advance because we're already getting off on a wrong start. I'm not your friend when it comes to business. I'm your boss. If you actually do make the cut and I hire you. And that tends to be the problem. I can love you and support your vision and your dream. If I have extra money laying around in your vision and your dream and you want to invest in something, I'll support you. If you are my husband and you ask me to do something like that, and still you have to be able to prove to me that it's not going to affect our household income, it's not going to affect my credit and all of these things. If you can show me a business plan, a marketing plan, something, then yes, I will support your vision. That's what people do in partnerships. That's what people do in friendships and in relationships. But if you're just talking about, hey, so I learned this new marketing strategy and it's also awesome, and I think that if I do about 10,000, I can know. That is not a guarantee. It's actually most probably a guarantee to bad credit and debt. And guess who's going to be in debt? She is, not him. Today or tomorrow he leaves, she has it. And it's almost like to the point of it driving me crazy that this problem seems to be so common in a country where we very well know the importance of credit. It's like it like baffles me. It like totally baffles me that people still think that people are that dumb in a generation where we are so educated, where there is so much going on. There's so many movements of awareness with teaching people personal finance and credit, that we still have people who think that they can, and I'll say it like this, take advantage of others and make them do such stupidity. Because, I mean, kudos to this guy, wish him the best. I'm thinking, okay, if he does blow up, way to go, good for you. But 9 out of 10, if your marketing strategy at a startup for a network marketing company is 10,000, okay, and let's say he exaggerated his marketing budget. He made room for the ohs and the what's ifs and the oops. Still, that is a lot of money. The whole point of network marketing is so that someone has the experience, okay, of starting a business, quote unquote, with minimal cost, overhead cost to them at that, okay? That is the whole point of network marketing. I want you to understand, if you want to be an entrepreneur, anybody, even if you like, well, basically most companies need to be 18 or older, but even if your parents decide to sign up for you and help you start it, even if you were 15 and you join a network marketing company, that is the best way to test drive what it takes to be a business owner, investor, or entrepreneur with very little risk and cost to you. Why? Because everything is already set out for you. All you have to do is market the stuff by word of mouth, by telling other people about your experience, by using the product or service yourself, and kind of just promoting it and learning along the way what it really takes to run a business, a successful one, by building a successful or massive organization with people under you. That's it. If you have to spend as much as $10,000 to push something that is that simple, oh, I'm so mad, and that is designed specifically to eliminate the risk that it takes for a startup, come on. And I would know, because I've had to do both. I've had to start a business from scratch, my coaching business I'm talking about, from scratch, and bear all of the costs for everything that I need to build it. And I mean, even, well, kind of to do with this brand, but then I've had a lot of help with partnering here and this and that and that and the next, and the marketing company that I'm tied into. So this didn't even cost much. I mean, generally starting a podcast and all the stuff that goes, it really doesn't cost that very much. But the coaching business cost me a lot of blood, sweat, tears, and money to get it to where I wanted it to be. You understand? And I started after I had the experience from network marketing. And I told you guys, generally, you know, my experience with network marketing started in 2011. That's a long time ago. Okay, and I've learned a lot since then. I've learned from my mistakes that, you know, where I am today is hard work at the end of the day. So I just need people to understand that if someone respects you, if someone honors you, if someone really has your best interest at heart, no matter how desperate they are to push their vision, they will, try to protect you. That's the best way I can say that. And they will not try to use you. Like I say, spouses coming together with a vision is a whole different thing, as opposed to a boyfriend or girlfriend, someone who just might be temporary in your life, and someone who has not even made an official commitment to you, asking you to do something of that magnitude. And I've heard it all. Trying to get people to co-sign on cars and this and that. Guys, protect your credit. I'm sorry. It is what it is. And if someone has a business vision that requires that kind of money, they need to seek investors who have that kind of money to give, or go ahead and get a business credit line, which won't affect your personal credit, but it'll affect the business credit, and let them kind of deal with that. At the end of the day, and it's pretty much what I have to say on that topic. That is my advice. I kind of gave it to her, and I told her, you know what, I'm going to dedicate this week's podcast episode to you so that you can hear exactly how I feel on it, because I think me texting it, although I'm a better writer than I am a speaker, by the way, me texting to you, I don't think that you're going to appreciate how I'm saying it. I did help her. Technical issues, we're thankful, but I think expressing it how I am now, in my element, in my zone, and kind of what I do, would give her a better reach on what I was trying to say. So, you know who you are. I know you're listening. I have no doubt about it. I dedicated this whole thing to you. You better be listening. So, basically, you kind of get a feel of what it should be, what it isn't, and why I was against it. But at the end of the day, it's your decision to make. You kind of decide what's best for you, for your relationship, if you still have one, and basically for the growth of your family, whatever. All right? So that's about it for today. I hope you guys learned something from this one. Now it's time for my favorite part of this show. And guys, if there's feedback, I'm so sorry. I spend the whole morning trying to find headsets and trying to really see what the problem is. I have no idea, but this everlasting feedback, I'm going to try to fix it in the edit. If I don't, then I already told you, so I'm sorry about it. Actually, I should have said it at the beginning, but I've really tried to get rid of this feedback. Sorry. All right, so it's time for Power Play. I know I love Power Play. It's almost like a vent-ish, coaching-ish, session-ish kind of thing. All right, so today's Power Play, you can imagine, let's think about it. She's a network marketer. She loves credit and finance. She loves to talk about these things, and look at the topic of today. So yes, you guessed it, today's Power Play is guard your credit. Guys, seriously, guard your credit. Credit is your adult GPA. GPAs, generally, you can't change them unless you just go to another school and you make the old GPA disappear. If you failed at one college, you can't transfer to a new college and expect your GPA to just be magical. Know that old GPA transfers, especially with most of your credits that are transferable, and that thing follows you. Unless if you start from scratch to enroll in the college and just start and then do all of this hard work that you put just goes aside. It's kind of like that with your credit. If you've been good with your credit all the time, you mess it up, then it's going to follow you until you get this hard work to get things off your credit and all of that, blah, 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 blah. And then you have to rebuild it and yada, yada, yada. And then, boom, you get a new GPA. But it's still not going to be as perfect as a GPA if you just got all A's in the first place. Now, generally, in the reality of life in America, and the fact that, well, shit happens. When I say the word the way I want to say it, it really does. So you can't control everything. People lose their jobs every day. Things happen. People overspend over budgets. Emergencies happen. It is what it is. And you could easily mess up your credit. On that note, you get it restored. You put in the work, or you get a company that'll do it for you. Or you basically stay financially literate and you understand how to do, what not to do, what you can do, and all of that good stuff. However, like the situation we heard before, intentionally just being careless, these kind of things, like who will intentionally hurt their credit? Who would just be careless with their credit? Why would you do that? That's like, again, being in college, being in school and partying all day and all night and not studying. The information is not going to magically register in your brain. The reality people don't understand, college basically guides you as to what to study. It leads you into what you should study for the field that you want to be in. So if you scrape through college and you got a lot of C's and D's, when you get on the job, they're going to teach you how to do the job, but there may be some things you kind of needed to learn, like the skill of reading and learning things in your field, because most people will tell you that they learned more from books that they read after they graduated from university than the textbook that they actually studied while they were in school. Okay? So that's okay, that's cool, but at the end of the day, your credit is similar. Okay, you mess it up, you're gonna have to fix it, you're gonna have to put in work, you're gonna have to study this, read this, or hire a company and still with that, and you're still gonna have to, spend something or whatever. It's gonna cost you one way or another. So don't intentionally harm your credit. Guard it. You need it. It's important. A lady told me the dumbest thing the other day. She said that, I guess one of my bots messages, she's like, oh, thank you, this is so great, but I don't need any credit. I don't need credit because I don't plan on getting into debt anytime soon. I basically, how did she say it? She said, I don't plan to get into debt anytime soon, so I don't need any credit. I'm thinking that's the dumbest thing that I've ever heard. Or she plans on paying cash for everything. I just said, okay, I'm not about to argue with you about what you will and will not do. I mean, it's your life, it's fine. But taking things on credit doesn't mean that you don't need credit. You want to buy a house, to look at your credit score. Again, like I said, emergencies happen. Things could happen to affect your credit. You want to stay literate. So because you don't plan on buying anything on credit means that you don't need credit, or you don't need to learn about credit. Like sometimes I deal with people and I literally have to hold my head and be like, you've got to be dumber than a box of rocks. You've just got to be dumber than a box of rocks. At the end of the day, even if I don't plan on taking, I don't believe in taking things on credit personally. I believe in paying cash for almost everything. I take and pay off certain things on my credit card, well, because I have to, or for a long time, it was just my phone bill that I basically charged to my credit card. And I just paid that off cash immediately just to kind of build my credit. Having no credit and having bad credit is the same stupid thing at the end of the day. You never know when you're going to need a loan. You never know when you're going to need a mortgage. So I guess she probably intends on renting for the rest of her life, and that's her right. Whatever she wants to do, fine. But I'm pretty sure even to get an apartment, they have to do a credit check at the end of the day. So many things. Some phone companies, they have to do a credit check. So I don't know what her thing was, but that's totally up to her. However, to you, the normal people out there who understand that life can happen to you at any moment, and with my, I don't want to say luck, but it is what it is. This lady it's gonna come up again somehow that I'm gonna end up reading or finding something about this lady, and it's gonna be something that, okay, where I'm like, I thought she said she didn't need it, but she's gonna turn around and come right back to me and be like, hey, so remember when you told me? It happens ever too often in my life, trust me. So anyway, Again, guys, to the average normal people out there, guard your credit. If you're a good credit, kudos to you. Keep it there. Work hard. Keep it there. Keep it there. If you have bad credit, let's get that fixed. And if you have okay credit, you can also go pretty higher. Okay credit in my books means that you're in the 700s. If you're there, that means you're doing pretty good. Let's go higher. It's possible you can attain it. And if you are 6 and below, you have bad credit, let's get that fixed. If you're in the 800, kudos to you. Keep it there, guarded with your life. Alright guys, with that said, that's about it for today. Hope to see you again soon. Bye. See you next time.